Long before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, long before the Virginia settlements, footsteps from the Old World were forever changing the American Southwest. Spanish padres arrived in the 1500s, bringing their faith to native peoples who lived along the Rio Grande near present-day El Paso, Texas. Spanish traditions and native cultures combined, building a new way of life and the first mission trail in America. Today, the spirit of those ancestors lives on, welcoming everyone to El Paso's Mission Valley. This is the spirit of El Paso's Mission Trail. Spring, 1598. Spanish colonizer Don Juan de Oñate crosses the Rio Grande and claims all land to its north for the King of Spain. Oñate names the crossing El Paso del Rio del Norte, the historic place that is today El Paso, Texas. Oñate is leading a caravan of settlers, soldiers, and priests to the colony of New Spain in what is now New Mexico.
Gracias a Dios.
The colonists hold a great feast with native Indians near present-day San Elizario, Texas. Together, they make history and celebrate the first Thanksgiving in North America, 23 years before the Pilgrims land in Massachusetts. By 1680, there was unrest among the Pueblo Indians of New Spain. The bloody Pueblo Revolt drove the Spaniards south, down the Rio Grande to El Paso. Indians who came with them were settled nearby. Under Spanish supervision, Indians built the churches that still stand along El Paso's historic Mission Trail. The first stop on El Paso's Mission Trail is the Ysleta Mission and the oldest community in Texas. When Tigua Indians settled the area in 1682, they built the Ysleta Pueblo for shelter and the Ysleta Mission for prayer. A statue of the Tigua's patron, St. Anthony, stands above the door. Over the centuries, the Ysleta Mission has been damaged by floods and fire, but early construction is still part of the mission where Tigua Indians worship today. All of El Paso's missions are sacred ground, parish churches that still serve their communities. El Paso's Mission Trail is the country's oldest mission trail. The Socorro Mission, built by Piro Indians, was settled soon after Ysleta. Today, volunteers help to restore the Socorro Mission. They make new adobe bricks in the ancient way, replacing 20th century repairs that did more harm than good. San Elizario was founded in 1789 as a Spanish Presidio, or fort. Soldiers were stationed there to protect the region from Apache Indian attacks. Today, tourists can visit the Presidio Chapel, a place to pray or take in cultural events, like this performance by the El Paso Opera. San Elizario is also the Mission Trail's connection to Billy the Kid. The Kid freed a friend from the old jail there, making it the only jail Billy ever broke into. A historical footnote: the missions at Ysleta and Socorro and the San Elizario Presidio were originally built south of the Rio Grande River. Over the years, the river found new channels. Now all three are north of the river in Texas. A short trip across the international border and the Zaragoza Bridge takes visitors to the oldest mission in the region. The mission of Our Lady of Guadalupe was built in 1659 by native Indians. Today it is surrounded by the modern city of Juarez, Mexico. But centuries ago, the missions were the centers of thriving farming communities. Indian laborers dug acequias, or irrigation canals, that turned the desert into fertile farmland. Today, ancient acequias still bring river water to the fields of the Mission Valley, where corn, peppers, and cotton grow in the rich soil. A blend of Indian, Spanish, Mexican, and Texan traditions bring a great mix of activities to El Paso's Mission Valley. At the Licon Dairy, cheese is made much as it was centuries ago. The special cheese is made fresh daily in the Mission Valley. At the Tigua Cultural Center, visitors watch tribal members bake bread in ovens called hornos. Young Tiguas perform traditional Indian dances and invite visitors to join them. Learn more about Tigua history in the Tribal Museum. Then have lunch at the Cacique Restaurant. All along the Mission Trail, restaurants and night spots offer authentic regional food and entertainment in relaxed settings. Sometimes an adobe house that's hundreds of years old. Experience the colorful Mexican tradition called la charreada. All the excitement of a rodeo mixed with mariachi music. There's a year-round schedule of festivals and fairs on El Paso's Mission Trail. Each spring, the El Paso Heritage Festival celebrates the Mission Trail's history and culture with food, historical presentations, traditional dancing, and gunfighter reenactments. In June, the Tigua Indians celebrate the festival of their patron, St. Anthony. Summer brings out the chili roasts and craft fairs. Plus dancing and bands and night spots along El Paso's Mission Trail. At Christmas time, traditional luminarias light the Mission Trail. Local groups reenact La Posada, the Mexican story of Mary and Joseph's search for shelter before the birth of Jesus. There's plenty of wildlife along the Mission Trail. Nature lovers feel right at home at Feather Lake and the Rio Bosque. They preserve ancient river wetlands, or bosques, as they were centuries ago. Bird watchers count the species that gather along the Rio Grande, and migrating fowl use the river as a north-south corridor. Each year, visitors from around the world experience the history, heritage, and spirit of El Paso's Mission Trail. Let the spirit of El Paso's Mission Trail come to life for you.